The following is a special presentation of today's THV. THV2000. Now live, here's Andy Pearson.
And a good evening to you. Happy New Year here. Welcome to our Millennium Special. It is midnight or past midnight on the East Coast now. We're happy to say the lights are still on, computers are still on, planes are flying, the phones still work. Life is continuing. It appears the threat of Y2K related problems were just that, a threat. Well, we'll be with you to help bring in the new year here in Arkansas. We'll have live reports from all over the state. At Buckner, we'll be flipping the switch at the River Market to drop Little Rock's Millennium Ball. So let's start it all off with our reporters in the field, beginning with John Harding, who's down in the River Market area, where in just a few minutes, this ball will be dropped from the Main Street Bridge. How's the party going, John?
Well, Andy, it has certainly picked up just within the last few minutes. Folks have been waiting literally to the 11th hour to come on down to the riverfront area to take part in these festivities. We have quite a few folks here tonight that are here on the deck of the State House Convention Center. Hey, let's hear from you folks. There they are. I tell you, they are ready to go. And also right over the ledge here, you can see down in the riverfront area, it is really a traffic jam down here. The parking lot is full just a few minutes ago. A few cars down here, folks finding their seats along the riverbanks, waiting to see the Millennium Ball fall down, as well as after that, the 2000 lighting up and the fireworks. So again, we've seen a great influx of people coming in to the area to take part in all the festivities. And of course, we're going to be right here to help count down as well. Andy, back to you.
All right, John. Hey, Conway may be beating out Little Rock. They're having a big party of their own tonight, happening right in the middle of downtown in Toadsuck Square. And that's where we find Christine Haas. And I hope the excitement is building, that's for sure.
Andy, that is so true. Well, a night that so many people feared for so long has turned into a time of true celebration here in Conway. As you said, we're live here at Conway's Millennium Toadsuck Bash, where you can see hundreds have gathered, maybe even more than 1,000, to watch and count down to the new century. A little bit of confetti going too. But most importantly, I think the big issue here, it was security. And I'll tell you, they really beefed up staff. And I'm happy to say it doesn't look like there's going to be any need for it. One big thing we got to test everybody here on is Y2K resolution. We got any resolutions here? What do you think? Y2K, what are you thinking? What do you want for the new year?
We're gonna die!
It looks like a lot of people are really anticipating Y2K, and I'll tell you, we're going to bring you more, including the toad drop in just a little while, and a fireworks display, and we'll be right back here. We're live here in Conway. Back to you, Andy.
All right, Christine, thanks. Those 8-year-olds and resolutions. What's going on with our kids? Well, in Hot Springs, the fireworks show started early today. At 7 o'clock tonight, the city set off fireworks in Hot Springs National Park. The city says it wanted to have its celebration early so the whole family could enjoy it and it wouldn't interfere with some of the private parties around town tonight. And there are a lot of people who have chosen not to go out and party tonight. You're probably one of them watching tonight. Instead, we've decided to just play it safe and stay home or at work. Meg Matthews is with a family who is having a good time tonight in Hillcrest. Meg?
Yep, I'm with the low-key folks this evening. In fact, they're so low-key that they're not anywhere around me right now, but they will be in just a few minutes. We're going to talk to them later on live in our special tonight. And they're going to tell us why they decided it was so important for them to really be on the home front this evening. Now, these are people who have kids, young kids. They didn't want to be too far away from them. They had a couple of Y2K concerns, but not many. And it feels very appropriate for me to feel close to home. You know, I'm expecting a baby, so I'm having sparkling apple juice tonight. That's about it. That's my big whoop tonight, Andy. And we're just going to really just play it low key and bring in the new century that way.
Well, now we've talked in previous reports about this full bathtub at this house.
Yeah.
Can you care to explain that?
You know, and at this point, I haven't even seen it. So I'm assuming that Carrie McCoy is telling the truth when she says she filled up her bathtub with water just to make sure she'd have enough. But coming up later in the special, we'll take a look and see if she really did it.
We'll stay away from that. You don't want to scar your child.
Right, right.
Thank you, Meg. Well, a number of things do come to mind when talking about Y2K and people worried about problems tonight. And one of those was airline service. Now, we're happy to report that Little Rock National Airport has spent $360,000 getting ready for tonight. It appears everything has gone fine. There's a team that we were told that was going to be on hand at the airport tonight to spring into action if anything was going to happen. Well, the control tower is run by the FAA, keep in mind. line. They're 24 hours a day, and they've spent hundreds of millions of dollars all across the country, the FAA has, to make sure that every airport in the country is Y2K compliant. Now, the critical time for Little Rock National and every other airport around the country and the world was 6 o'clock our time tonight. That is called universal time, and all airports run off that in the aviation industry in general, and there were no problems reported tonight. Now, 6 o'clock also an important time for power companies like Entergy. This is Entergy's control center in Pine Bluff from a few weeks ago. The transmission of power in a four-state region of Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, parts of Texas all goes through here. And this board will tell them if there is a problem in the region. Entergy says it's been working on Y2K since 1996. All the computers have been replaced, put through emergency drills and paces, and they've got people working there right now and for the next couple of hours and probably the whole weekend keeping an eye on things. In fact, folks from the electric company, the phone company, and all the city services are in one location tonight, and that's Little Rock's Y2K Command Center. And our Bobby Sisk is there at the Little Rock Police Department. And what are they reporting? Anything at all, Bobby?
Andy, probably the story right now is that there is not a lot going on here actually in downtown Little Rock, the Little Rock Police Department. There are two command centers for the city of Little Rock, one here near the department. In fact, there are representatives from Entergy, from some of the other utility companies. There have also been representatives of the city of Little Rock. The mayor came a few minutes ago. He and his wife went inside, saw there wasn't a whole lot to do, and actually left. Now, coming up later on in our special report, we are going to talk to a representative from Entergy just before midnight to see how things are going. Coming up after midnight, we will talk to them again. They are, I see them on cell phones checking in with the main base to see if there are any problems. So far, there have been none. We'll be coming to you live later on.
All right. Thank you, Bobby. Well, another force at full staff tonight is the Arkansas State Police. This holiday weekend, there are more than 600 troopers out on the road, and that is where the real risk is. Here is a sneak peek at Command Central for the State Police. This Y2K Control Center provides statewide contact with every troop. Colonel Tom Mars says for employees, this New Year's Eve is not that different.
New Year's Eve is a big anti-drunk driving time for us. We really crack down on drunk drivers, so we spent all day and most of the last 2 weeks getting the message across that this would be a really bad time to go out and drive drunk. If you add up the troopers who are out there, plus the Little Rock, North Little Rock, and all the sheriff's people just in Pulaski County, chances of somebody getting stopped for driving drunk tonight are pretty high. So,
just in case, by the way, Mars says all the patrol cars are fully fueled. State Police computer system is said to be year 2000 compliant. One note about Entergy, they're saying that somebody will lose power tonight. But now when Colonel Mars talked about people and drunks out tonight, it's very possible you lose your power from someone with a car accident hitting a pole. So just make sure to call Entergy. They have plenty of people on staff tonight ready to take calls. Now, about 45 minutes ago, people out on the East Coast celebrated the new year. The giant ball dropping in New York City. At least 2 million people in Times Square tonight as the ball dropped. So did 1.5 tons of confetti. The city had about 8,000 police on duty tonight. They were all scattered about Times Square to keep an eye on things, ward off any potential danger. New York City says its party was the biggest party in the world. And in the nation's capital, they rang in the new year on the Mall in Washington. President Clinton and the First Family were there. The Washington Monument lit up at the stroke of midnight. President Clinton said his hope is that every American will be able to take part in the country's economic prosperity in the new century. Well, every half hour on the hour, someplace in the world has been ringing in the new year and will continue to do so for the next few hours. The very first place was on this small Pacific island called Kiribati. It's been renamed Millennium Island just for the occasion. These people were flown in from thousands of miles away just for this event. They danced a traditional dance, which in their culture offers a prayer to the gods for years of good luck. In Australia, thousands of fireworks lit up the night skies. Hundreds of thousands of people celebrated in Sydney to celebrate. The Sydney Symphony played as the fireworks exploded. There were celebrations in Melbourne too tonight. In London, the famous Big Ben counted down to the new millennium. As soon as it tolled midnight, fireworks exploded and a 200-foot wall of flame began floating down the River Thames. An estimated 2 million people along the riverbanks for the party. Queen Elizabeth on hand to flip the switch that started the fireworks show. And in Moscow, the New Year's Eve celebration has been overshadowed by a bit of a sudden resignation today, a bit of surprise of Russian President Boris Yeltsin. But when it came to time to party, people sure did. Red Square, where thousands of people partied tonight. Like every other place we've seen, fireworks were on the menu. Many of the Russian people, though, admitted they're now a bit concerned about the future with a new president to be elected in about 3 months. In Paris, you have to see this. All eyes on the Eiffel Tower and the Champs-Élysées. The tower has been counting down the days, minutes, and seconds leading to the year 2000. And as you see, 20,000 flashbulbs installed on the tower, triggered, followed by the fireworks. Along the Champs-Élysées, 23 giant wheels were placed along the avenue. And in Vatican City, Pope John Paul II delivered his traditional New Year's message from the balcony window of his apartment overlooking St. Peter's Square. Thousands of pilgrims from around the world were there. Looks like millions. Many of them have been in Rome since Christmas. The Pope called the year 2000 the Great Jubilee to mark the third millennium of Christianity. All right, we're about 4 minutes from Ed Buckner's flipping the switch that drops the Millennium Ball from the Main Street Bridge. Hope that's right here. We're about 7 minutes away from that ball hitting the bottom, which will signify the new year. Now, let's go back to Mick Matthews and see if that family has showed up.
Yeah.
They sure have.
I have more people now. In fact, it's funny that you were showing the international things before. We have our own little international flair. This is Todd Cochran, and he is wearing, well, tell us what you're wearing.
I'm wearing a Scottish kilt.
And your stepfather is Scottish, is that right?
Yes, and I have Scottish blood too.
Oh,
so
okay.
This is my family's tartan that I'm wearing on New Year's.
Okay. Now, Todd, go ahead and pop that cork. Ah!
Merry New Year!
The party is continuing here in Hillcrest and Little Rock. And this is what families are doing throughout Little Rock. Most people are staying at home and having a good time with their friends and family. And kids are going to be here any minute. And in the next break-in, the next time you see us, we will be at the bathtub, I promise. And we'll show you that bathtub full of water. Thanks.
Hey. All right, thank you, Meg. Let's go straight now to Conway, where Christine Haas is live. I would assume the excitement building there. More children.
Yes, more children and a lot of excitement, as you said, Andy. I'll tell you, everybody is waiting for that toad to make a drop. I'll tell you, it's not necessarily New York, but they say from Times Square to Toad Square. And boy, I'll tell you, there's just as much anticipation there as there is here tonight. And it's good news here. All is clear on the front. And I'll tell you, everybody is extremely excited to see midnight end and this whole new century to enter. We're reporting live in Conway. We're heading back to you. I believe we're going to Bobby Sis now.
That's right, Christine. As a matter of fact, we seem to be going from excitement to kind of a rather laid-back scene there at the command center. Anything happening there, Bobby?
That's right, Andy. Not a lot going on here. In fact, one person that has been busy, Dan Doherty from Energy. I've noticed you on your cell phone. Tell me what you found out so far.
Well, we've had no incidents tonight. We've really had a good night. We're keeping a close eye on things, but we're only a few minutes away from rollover. We feel real good about it.
We'll see how it is in a few minutes. We'll check back in after midnight. Andy?
All right, minutes ticking away here now to the 20th century. Our Ed Buckner is live outside the Underground Pub. For the 21st century, in a few seconds, he will throw the switch to lower the Millennium Ball. It'll take about 3 minutes for this ball to come down. I don't know if you heard that earlier, John Harding was reporting that 3 cities ordered a Millennium Ball like we had. Unfortunately, 2 of those 3 cities had a broken Millennium Ball when the package arrived. But Ed is standing by and everything is ready to go. Ed? We can't hear. There you go.
You hear me now?
We do.
We're having a wonderful time outside the Underground Pub here in the River Market District. We are standing by to drop the ball. We've got we probably got less than a minute now before we flip the switch. You guys excited to be here? Can you hear them? I'm an old guy. I'm not used to this kind of excitement. We've got lots of help out here. We've got people from all over the country in Little Rock, Arkansas tonight to help us drop the ball. How are we doing on time here? Pretty soon, huh? This, of course, is the switch right here outside the Underground. 30 seconds. 30 seconds, everybody. John Harding standing by on the Main Street Bridge. He'll have some commentary here in a moment. Yeah, we see him. Say Happy New Year. He doesn't even want to talk to us right now. 1 year old behind me. We've got people of all ages from all over the place out here. Are you having a good time?
Do what?
Are you having fun?
I'm having a blast.
I kind of thought you were. How far away are we? About 15 seconds? Get ready. Get ready, everybody. Go. There we go. 3, 2, 1. No. It's not New Year yet. We got 3 minutes. They thought my countdown was was for the new year, but we've got 3 minutes to watch the ball drop, everybody, and we're watching it live on today's THV. John, what's things like over on the bridge?
Hey, I'll tell you what, excitement is building here. What do you think, folks? You can see the ball starting to come down now, Ed, and the excitement here in the crowd is really something as we're watching the last few minutes of this millennium pass by here. Now, tell me where you're from. Little Rock, Arkansas. What do you think about all this?
I think it's very exciting.
Well, and you have exciting blue hair too. That's very pretty. Yeah. How about you, sir? No comment. One of the few folks here on the bridge that have absolutely no comment. Everybody else pretty excited. Now, you gentlemen are laughing. How's your night?
Great, awesome.
Yeah, what do you think about the new millennium?
Let's bring it on in.
So you guys are ready for this 3 minutes to be over, huh? And head into the new one.
Let's do it right.
There we go. All right. Ed, we have a lot of folks here. We were all by ourselves earlier tonight, but now everyone, it looks like this entire balcony here outside State House Convention Center, full of folks here to watch the ball go down, and you can see it gradually making its descension on the Main Street Bridge. Ed?
Hey, John, do you remember when you were younger and you would always figure out how old you would be when 2000 struck?
I was 17 years old when I figured that out, Ed. I absolutely did. I'm not going to tell you how long ago that was, but I never thought I would be this old, and I never thought I would be out by the Main Street Bridge watching this ball drop, but what an exciting evening that is.
I figured it out when calculators were invented. I'm 34 years old, and I'm watching the century go by into the year 2000. Anybody know how far away we are?
Well, I tell you what, we're watching this ball. It's go steadily. Watch this now. It's steadily going closer and closer to the Main Street Bridge, making its descension here and sparkling all over the city of Little Rock and the city of North Little Rock. What an exciting moment here, Ed.
It's getting close. We've got to be close here. We're waiting for the official numbers.
That's right. Of course, 85 feet, 90 feet down onto the bridge. Going closer and closer, hearing all kinds of countdowns around us. There it is!
Happy New Year, everybody! Happy New Year, everybody!
2000, the year 2000.
Beautiful fireworks over the Arkansas River tonight. We have officially reached 2000, and the sky did not fall. The power did not go out, and the spirits continue to soar. Are you guys excited? All the way from where? California! And you're glad to be in Arkansas. Having a good time here, John. How about you?
Absolutely incredible, Ed. Absolutely remarkable. What a way to bring out one millennium and enter into a new one. Folks here hugging, kissing, drinking a little champagne, just about everything you can imagine here in Little Rock, Arkansas. Beautiful fireworks display. The excitement is electric.
You mean there's kissing going on the Main Street Bridge?
You wouldn't believe it. all kinds of it.
Nobody here's been kissing, have they? Okay, that about does it here from the River Market. Thousands of folks out here near the river to watch this wonderful event. We're going to throw it back to the studio now. Andy, sorry you had to be alone. Wish you could have been here, bud. Happy New Year.
Thanks, Ed. Thanks very much. Actually, Happy New Year, folks. We'll take a short break. When we come back, we'll talk to Don Scott, who's down in Dallas. We'll be right back. Happy New Year. Oh, Christine Haas is standing by live, by the way. Let's check in with her first.
Andy,
how's it going?
Andy, it's great. Officially, I can say Happy New Year to you. And I'll tell you, of course, there's so much excitement here. We just have a beautiful fireworks show. And of course, the toad did plummet. We've all been waiting for that toad to make its drop. And of course, as you know, that is a tradition here in Conway for Toad Suck Days. Now the new new century is in, and the anticipation builds along with a beautiful display of fireworks. We're going to head on over to some people who just love this town and love this celebration. New Millennium is here, and you're happy to see it.
We're happy to see the toad drop.
How great is this for you and your family?
Coming down here is a good family thing for us to do. We were at a party and we went and got the kids and came down here.
How great is this to bring the new year in with your little one here?
It's been great. He can see the Y2K. He'll be 106.
I don't think anybody ever believed that we'd make it to the year 2000. And of course, as Ed said, the sky did not fall, and it turns out everything should be okay. And of course, Happy New Year to you. We're going to pitch it back to Andy, live in Conway. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Christine. Thanks so much. So now we've gone from Y2K to high 2K. We'll talk to Don Scott in just a few minutes. Welcome back to our Y2K celebration here. We are listening to the silent fireworks on the river. Actually, you can probably hear them in the background here at the studio because they are so loud right now. They've been going on, here we go with the sound. They've been going now for, about 5 minutes. Quite a show, probably the largest fireworks show we've had in Little Rock in many, many years. And Ed Buckner has thrown the switch. The ball was dropped successfully. It took 3 minutes. Fell on the Main Street Bridge. Well, it didn't fall. It was dropped. Everything went fine. Matter of fact, we wanted to talk to Don Scott, who's down in Dallas, where they also just celebrated the New Year. And Don, how is the mood down there with the Razorbacks and the Hog fans? There's been this little bit of a shadow, the cloud over the team today. Is it making any difference tonight?
Andy, is that you?
It is.
Oh my gosh, I can hear you now.
Happy New Year to you.
This is absolute insanity. Okay, if there was ever a red and white New Year, this is it. There are thousands, I'm talking thousands of people in the Adams Mark in downtown Dallas right now calling the Hogs. They called the Hogs and then started the 10, 9, 8, 7, all the way to Old Lang Syne and everything else. It's absolutely wonderful. There is no sense of this lawsuit. Nobody's ever even heard of a lawsuit as far as anyone's concerned on New Year's here in Dallas right now.
Well, that is very good. Now, the Hogs aren't out, obviously, tonight. At least they're not supposed to be.
No, they're asleep. They had a 10 o'clock curfew tonight. They're all in bed resting. Of course, 10:10 is when kickoff is tomorrow, the Cotton Bowl, the earliest time ever that there has been a Cotton Bowl kickoff. But this party is great. I mean, there's red and white everywhere, Hog fans everywhere. Arkansans, like I said, thousands of them packed into the Adams Mark tonight.
Well, Don, do you think that everybody's going to be ready for tomorrow, or do you think people are going to?
I'm having trouble hearing you right now because of the congestion.
Okay, well, very good. We'll just check back with you here in a few minutes then, Don. Thanks so much, and Happy New Year again. Now, I want to backtrack a little bit. For parishioners at One Little Rock Church today, the new millennium started about 6 hours ago. This is the ringing of the bells at Pulaski Heights United Methodist Church, signaled the start of the new millennium. The church celebrated on Greenwich Mean Time again, since it is standard time around the world. That is 6 o'clock our time. And for Carol Proven, welcoming in the new year is a reason to celebrate.
Just a joy, the fact that we're alive and that a new century has begun, and that I actually live to see that, because it's not the option for many people in different generations. So we had the rare moment in time.
For Christians, this is the beginning of the third millennium since the birth of Christ. Now, one of the biggest crowds to gather for the New Year celebration tonight at the Alltel Arena. Over 18,000 people were expected there for Celebration 2000, a concert featuring some of the biggest names in contemporary Christian music. Our Carolina Boyd was there.
The line of concert goers extended out to the street. This was one highly anticipated event by these folks.
I can't think of a better way to spring in a new year, being with Christian people and celebrating what God's done for us.
Celebration 2000 was billed as the largest gathering in Arkansas, but this is no typical New Year celebration.
I feel that God will protect us and anything bad shouldn't happen.
The reason why I feel real comfortable about it, because I know the Lord will be in the place with us.
Acts like gospel star CeCe Winans. Here, God is the focus of this party.
We thought this would be the best way to celebrate the new year, to give praise and glory to God for everything He's blessed us with.
Despite the concerns that loom about Y2K.
I won't be thinking too much about Y2K because it won't really matter what's going on. If the lights go out, they go out. The Lord will protect us anyway.
These concert goers say they are in good company to welcome in the new year. In North Little Rock, Carolina Boyd, today's THV.
It's a real challenge to get down there. North Little Rock Police set up several extra officers to work the arena tonight. CAT shuttle buses did not run for the event. They said they didn't have enough manpower, so finding a parking spot was even more of a challenge than it usually is around the arena, but as you can see, a success tonight. We'll be back with more of our Y2K coverage right after a short break. Check with our reporters all around Central Arkansas. Stay tuned. Some breaking news here. We are told that the first baby born in Arkansas, as far as we know, or in Little Rock anyway, 12:01 tonight at UAMS. We don't know if it was a boy or a girl, what the name of the child is, or poundage or anything like that, but when we find out, we will let you know. All right, we're about 10 years into the year 2000 now. The party's still going strong down at the River Market, as you might expect. John Harding is standing by live. John?
Andy, you thought the fireworks were loud. You should hear, I mean, just the ambient noise around us, all around the river, all downtown Little Rock. We can hear people screaming and yelling, still reveling in this brand new year. And the riverfront area is really a parking lot now. And actually, I believe we have a view of folks. Look at this. Yeah, look at the traffic and the folks walking to their cars. No one's going anywhere really quickly now downtown Little Rock. But as they go, they're still screaming and yelling, having a wonderful time here in downtown Little Rock. And you know, Andy, everybody wants to bring in this new millennium in a special way, and really I'm no different. And I'd like to introduce you to someone. This is Nikki Sims. She's here from Colorado, and I have to say that Nikki, on the verge of a new millennium, I can't imagine spending 1 year, 100 years, or 1,000 years with anyone but you. And I'm asking you, will you marry me?
Yes.
That was a yes.
How about John Harding?
Thank you very much. I'm so glad she said yes.
Boy, I am too. John, congratulations.
I'm so glad she said yes. I love you very much,
well,
Laura. We love you at home. Andy, I love everybody right now, and I even like you a whole lot. How's that?
You mean you didn't? No, that's all right.
Of course I did.
Congratulations,
Nikki,
both of you.
Everybody, I introduced you, everybody. This is Nikki. Hi, Nikki.
Hi.
This is a special night for everybody and very special for
yes.
us.
Well, thank you, John. Thank you for sharing that with us, and both of you. Congratulations. We're going to check back with you, by the way.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Conway now. Christine, you're not going to get married out there, are you?
Andy, I can barely hear you, but I did hear the proposal, and I'll tell you, I can't compete with that one. I will be able to tell you that it seems like just as fast as they came in here tonight, they're heading home to go to sleep. They're so happy. It seems that Y2K never bit real bad. It just was a great night here in Conway for the Millennium Bash. And just moments ago, we saw that.
All right, well, that is not Y2K related, I guarantee you. But we're going to backtrack a little bit here. We'll go to Christine when we get that signal strengthened. A real test for energy happened when midnight rolled around. Also happened at about 6 o'clock today. They've been monitoring the situation in Little Rock from the command center. Our Bobby Siska is standing by with the very latest. Bobby?
Andy, I can't top John's proposal also. We can tell you there is a little more activity here. Of course, Entergy has been watching all of their crews, watching all of their power supplies. There is an outage, but it happened before midnight. Dan Doherty joining us now, and this is one of those things we talked about this, the fact that there could be an outage, someone could hit a power pole, there could be, last year there was an ice storm. Tell me what happened.
Yeah, about 25 minutes ago, we got a report of an outage in the West Little Rock area, Markham and Shackleford Road area, affecting about 1,600 customers. We understand there was a transformer fire out there, and actually we think we can get most of those customers back in service fairly soon within the hour. We're rerouting power out there right now.
And I guess there was a concern that this might happen, those people thinking, you know, the clock's about to turn midnight.
Yeah, I mean, we're fairly confident this is not Y2K related, and we would ask the customers out there if they have an outage to call 1-800-9-OUTAGE.
Right. Okay. Thanks a lot, Dan. Thanks for joining us. And of course, Little Rock police officers, there are extra ones out on the street. A little bit busier after midnight. We have heard some calls coming in on the scanner. Andy, back to you. We will keep you updated if anything happens down here.
Great, Bobby. Thanks very much. We're going to go back to Christine Haas in Conway, standing by with no proposals.
Andy, definitely a very great mood out here. Everybody's so excited. Definitely no problems to hear of in Conway. But as you said, we couldn't really top John Harding's proposal there. But we can tell you, everybody's heading home tonight. tonight to kind of go to sleep and basically in an effort to be happy about the whole fact that Y2K bug never bit too hard out here at Conway, at least. We're happy to say that everybody's going to head home safely. We had a ton of security here, and it appeared that we never really needed it. The only chaos that we had was when everybody was so excited to see that toad drop, and boy, I'll tell you, that's such a tradition here, and everybody's so happy to welcome in a new millennium with an old tradition. Just a beautiful show of fireworks and just a great night here. I'd like to thank everybody here in Conway for having us and wish everybody a happy new year. Andy, back to you.
Okay, thank you, Christine. Thank you very much. Same to you. The toad has hopped, hasn't it? Well, along with the electricity, one of the other things people have really been worried about is their money. Will it be safe to go to the bank tomorrow? Will you be able to go to an ATM? Well, we sent our Carolina Boyd out to an ATM at one of the local banks to see if everything is working. Carolina.
Well, it's just after midnight, and we are going to test out this ATM to see if it is Y2K compliant. Now, it says that it's Y2K compliant, but we're going to see for ourselves. Let's go ahead and put in the PIN. Withdrawal. Take out $5. And let's see. I hear it going. Sounds like it's going. And it is. I got my money. And the balance looks correct. For all practical purposes, it does look like this ATM machine is Y2K compliant.
Well, there you have it. Well, something else that might make you rest a little bit easier tonight. Just got word from Energy, by the way. Bobby mentioned that there was a power outage in West Little Rock in the Breckenridge Village area. Energy is telling us they have that back on right now. Again, it is not Y2K connected. In fact, Energy is saying that everything is fine across their system. That is in 4 states, part of Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi. In fact, they even are reporting everything fine at Nuclear One up in Russellville. Gasoline pumps busier than usual today. Many of the drivers were saying they were just topping off the tanks for trips out of town or to get ready for work next week. We don't want to think about that right now. Although not many would say it, there is the possibility they were filling up to make sure that there would be no outages and they'd be stranded. Well, Bridget Hubbard admitted that's why she was here.
That's why I'm here. I wanted to come last night. I didn't want to wait till today because I thought the lines may be really long. So I was like, I need to go get some gas now. So I am filling up today because I don't know what tonight is going to be like or tomorrow. So I want to have some gas just in case.
Gasoline folks are telling us that travelers will be all right. There'll be plenty of gasoline, and it appears, as you see, the pumps are working fine. Were today and are right now. Well, obviously, if you're watching us from home, you decided not to go out, and you are not alone. We're all here. When we come back, we'll check in with the McCoy family of Little Rock, see if all the household appliances are working, and if Meg Matthews is too. Stay tuned. Well, off and on tonight, we've been checking with the McCoy family of Little Rock, a family that, like you, decided to stay home tonight. Meg Matthews is at that house in Hillcrest. Meg, do you know, people think that if you don't go to a party, you're not down in the river, you're missing out. Do you feel that way?
No, you know, we're having a good time here, and we've all moved up to the bathroom. So, Carrie, I want you to take this microphone and tell me why you put the water in the bathtub.
Because I'm into bathroom humor. Even though I don't let my children be into bathroom humor, I'm into bathroom humor. And there's nothing more humorous than a tub full of water. What do you say?
Well, Andy, a lot of people wanted to stay home tonight, didn't want to be out and about, and this is why. It's just a good time. And here we are.
You know, one of the prime rules of TV, Meg, is you never give a microphone to somebody with champagne in their hand. But everything worked out fine.
Yes, everything's fine. The water's running, no problem.
Now, why did they do this? I guess we should explain.
Well, they wanted to make sure that they had some extra water on hand, just because there's been a lot of scare about not enough clean drinking water in case something happened with Y2K, and but it looks as though everything is working.
And you know, nobody wants to drive this time of year.
And nobody wants to drive.
So they're all over here in the bathroom. That's why I'm in the bathroom.
This is entertainment, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, exactly.
Thank you, Meg, very much.
Okay.
Happy New Year. One of the big problems for parents who wanted to go out tonight was a babysitter. Kelly Binns of Nannies for You says New Year's Eve is one of the busiest nights of the year. In fact, 40 of the sitters that work at her business were out tonight. They're watching TV tonight. There was a waiting list of 20 other families looking for a babysitter.
We had a much longer waiting list earlier in December, but a lot of parents have called and canceled.
Vince says because of New Year's Eve, a lot of people were paying double the rate tonight, maybe even triple before it was all over. She says most families began booking their appointments about 3 months ago, and some families offering hundreds of dollars to sitters to stay overnight with their kids. All right, we are going to take another break. Do I understand that correctly? Yes, we are. I hear the music. We'll be right back. Happy New Year. All right, we have just been told by UAMS a little more about the first baby born in Little Rock. It was at UAMS 1201 tonight. Remember, C-sections don't count. This was a birth, a little girl, 5 pounds, 3.5 ounces. We don't have the name of the family. We don't have the name of the baby at this point. Information is kind of trickling in here. But again, the first baby born in Little Rock, 12:01 a.m., a girl, 5 pounds, 3.5 ounces. No name yet. A couple of things that we noticed that came across the wire you might find interesting. We have talked about ATMs, we've talked about the power company, we've talked about security. Well, your cell phone hopefully is working also. And matter of fact, the major satellite providers reporting tonight that they're having no problems. They were very worried about electronics and so forth. It appears that the only problem they're having is everybody wanting to talk in a lot of cities across the country. Altel not reporting really any problems tonight. NASA also saying that all of its spacecraft, they were very worried about their shuttle being up in space over Y2K. Well, they're reporting that all their tests tonight have gone fine. All the shuttles are in good shape. All the equipment is in good shape. And everything is A-OK as far as we know. Now, Governor Huckabee announced earlier today that law enforcement would be staked out at the state capitol, making sure everything is running smoothly. The state computers, a lot of work had been going into that, a lot of money being spent to make sure they were ready. It appears, as far as all reports we have, that everything is fine there. But still, personnel are standing by at the banks, at the state, various agencies around the state, and we will of course keep you up to date if we hear anything that goes wrong. We did have a report in West Little Rock that power went out around Breckenridge Village, but the Entergy told us it was not related to Y2K. Apparently it was a car accident. Someone ran into a pole and knocked down some lines. That is going to happen tonight, but Entergy assures us that they are fully staffed at their communication center. Some of the frustration is when you call in, there's not an answer in off hours. Well, they're fully staffed, they tell us tonight, and that you will be answered if you call. I thought one thing was really interesting, and I saw earlier today, and I hope I can find it here. It was about a submarine that had stopped right in the middle of the ocean. One end of it was in 1999, one end of it was in 2000, and I have lost it. I can't find it right now. But surely it cannot compare to John Harding, you know, who just a few moments ago, in case you missed it, proposed to his wife. And one part of his head was in 1999, the other was in I'm just kidding, John. Congratulations to you. Well, and she said yes. That's the great part.
I'm so pleased.
I bet.
I'm so happy, obviously. A big night for us and a big night for a lot of folks here in Little Rock. And one thing I wanted to mention, when we were showing the fireworks, one thing we might not have gotten is obviously the oohs and the ahs and the laughter and the joy when that was going on. But even afterwards, when they were over, there was just continuous applause. There seemed to be a real sense of joy here at the State House Convention Center as folks were watching the fireworks. And although much of the celebration may be over, folks are still trying to make it home. Here at Riverfront Park, it's mostly vacant at this point, but I can see folks crossing across to North Little Rock, also going down La Harpe onto Cantrell. Still plenty of traffic there. The River Market area has somewhat thinned out as well, so much more quiet than it was a few minutes ago. But Andy, genuinely, folks were taken aback by the fireworks, by the Millennium Ball, by, I think, just the moment itself of going into a brand new millennium, saying goodbye to 19, going into the 2000s. Andy, back to you.
John, I'm sorry, I'm finding that I really could care less about the celebration. I want to know more about this engagement. Well, now, your fiance is Nikki from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
That's right. We met when I was in Colorado Springs working for the last couple of years. Of course, I'm a Little Rock boy. I'm from right here. And anyway, enjoyed Colorado, but now she's going to be in Arkansas. An Arkansauer, how's that?
Well, that is great. And she's going to love Arkansas. I've been to Colorado Springs, believe me. So have you. By the way, Energy is reporting, thanks again, John, Happy New Year, that Cave City and Harrisburg are having some outages tonight. They are working on the problem. Again, if you have any power outages, call the number in your phone book for Energy or the Arkansas Electric Cooperative. They are working tonight, too, to make sure that everything is A-OK. And they don't apparently have any problems with Y2K. One last thought. Edgar Wisenhand, a Little Rock native, has been predicting doomsday for years and years. He used to think it was 1988. Well, word is tonight that he now thinks The end is going to come October 22nd, 2000. We got 10 months left. Hope you have a great time. Great New Year. We'll see you here Monday.